Hi there, everyone. My name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. And this is the third 2021 release I'm covering in a row. And then I'm going to be back to doing old stuff again. So, I actually covered the last album from this band recently, really recently. And I even apologized that when I did that review, it was actually not for the new album, but the new album had just dropped and I had not got my hands on it yet. So, I am doing it now. That's right, folks. We are going to talk about Greta Van Fleet, the battle at Garden's Gate. Alright, so the first thing everybody's going to want to know. Yes, there are songs on here that do sound like Led Zeppelin, but not like they used to. This album, they really come into their own. This is the first album I will say sounds totally like a Greta Van Fleet album. And if you pick up this album and you listen to this album and you do not like this album, that means you do not like Greta Van Fleet. It has nothing to do with opinions related to them sounding like Led Zeppelin. If you still think they sound like Led Zeppelin after this album, don't get me wrong. There are songs I'm going to say, yeah, this sounds like a Zeppelin song. It happens, okay? But there's other elements you can hear in here too, and it's really cool. But they really do come in their own. You can hear what is definitely the Greta Van Fleet sound. And does the Greta Van Fleet sound have elements of Zeppelin? Sure, they were inspired, clearly. But, but, let's get into this album. So, the album opens with Heat Above. Now, Heat Above is not a song that I'm totally into, which is odd, but to me it's a great opener, and it's because it uses elements that I think are great elements to even open up an album or a track, and I've done it myself. They've got the church organ going with the Rhoda speaker, and they've got just a single note, and it fades in going with the, and it's a great sound. I've done it myself. You can't use it often. You can only use it like once, maybe twice. But if you're gonna open an album, it is a great way to just automatically open the album. It does. It sets it up. It gets it going right away. Heat Above. The reason I'm not into this song so much is this song actually does not remind me so much of Led Zeppelin as it does Janis Joplin. And there's actually one or two songs in here that are kind of have a Janis Joplin kind of vibe to them. This one stands out the most to me. And it's not bad, but it's not my kind of tune, you know. I'm not really into it. It is a really good song, though, and it really gets the album going just perfectly. From there, we go into My Way Soon. This one, yes, it sounds like Zeppelin still. That Zeppelin-esque element is still there. It's an alright song. It's not a bad song. For me, the album actually really gets going at track 3 when we get to Broken Bells. Broken Bells is definitely a song that if I get the chance to go see Greta Van Fleet, I really want to hear live because I think this one's going to be killer live, man. Broken Bells is just fantastic. One of the best songs on this album, in my opinion. Not the best, but one of the best. Really has a great vibe and element to it. Then we get to Built by Nations. I know I like it when I'm listening to it. When I'm not listening to it, I don't think about it so much, but it is honestly a really good album cut. And I think the reason why I don't think about it as much is it's honestly sandwiched between two tunes I really enjoy. You know, you got Broken Bells, and you know, Broken Bells takes you on such a great rush. You get to Build by Nations, and Build by Nations is this great tune, but it's kind of like this come down a little bit, you know, gives you a chance to recompose yourself a little bit, and then that takes you into Age of Machine, which is just another song of just magnificence and beauty. I really, every time I hear that one, I really feel like I've taken a journey on it, you know? And that's what I really, really dig about these guys is if they took anything from Zeppelin, they took the most important part, how to use the music and have the music take you on the journey. And the song, the lyrics, the storyteller, he's there to tell you the story, sure, but the music will tell you a story just on its own as well, which, oh, as a musician, that means everything to me. Um, Now, after Age of Machine, we go into Tears of Rain. Yet another powerful song. Like this album really has some great emotional stuff on it, man. It really grabs at you. And it's the instrumentation that's grabbing at you. Forget the lyrics, forget the singing, forget everything that's going on vocally. Just the music, the way it will grab you and it'll take you, and the emotions it takes you on, the experience the music gives you. You know, at this point, you just wow on this album. And that basically is like the first half of the album. I don't know how it's broken down for the vinyl. I'm assuming Tears of Rain might be the last song, might not be the last song on side A. And it's only because I do know that there's a couple longer songs in here. I just they don't have the times on the back, so I'm not sure exactly what the times are to give you a rough idea. After Tears of Rain, we get to Stardust Chords. Meh, you know. It's probably one of the few songs on this album I really just don't have a whole lot of attachment to. Maybe the most boring song on this album. Um, Light My Love. Another song that, when I was talking earlier about that kind of Janis Joplin kind of vibe and feel, a warmth, a folksy kind of vibe, Light My Love also kind of has that. Now, uh, because of the journey that I've already been through at this point while listening to this album, I appreciate that more here at Light My Love than I did at Heat Above. And here, when by the time you get to Light My Love at this point, it really gives you a warmth and it really kind of fills you up and makes you feel wonderful. There is a definite euphoria that is given in this song, um, that is, I know I referred to Janis Joplin, but I'm going to use a Led Zeppelin reference. Um, I know people like to bag on Led Zeppelin's All of My Love. I absolutely adore the song. I think it's a beautiful song. And it's, to me, there's a major warmth and an uplifting, you know, makes your heart feel wonderful and boom, boom. And Light My Love has that vibe, but it's not like All of My Love. It's more like Janis Joplin. I really wish I knew Janis Joplin better to give you better references. Um, After that, we go into Caravel. Caravel is cool to listen to. I really do love listening to it. But it is totally an album cut, and I don't think it would ever pop on its own. Next track is The Barbarians. The Barbarians is very much to me like Stardust Chords. It's very. Okay, so, first off, Greta Van Fleet, be proud of this moment. when you listen to Stardust Chords or you listen to the Barbarians, it's very typical Greta Van Fleet. Be proud of this moment. You guys sound it. You guys have established your own sound where you can have a typical. So that's something to be proud of. They've developed typical. The downside is they developed typical. Trip the Light Fantastic follows that up, and I have to assume uh, um, oh, I wish I could think of the name of the song now. Classic rock song, Trip the Light Fantastics from there. I would assume that it may have been taken from that. They may have just liked the phrase Trip the Light Fantastic and gone off that. I mean, the song doesn't sound inspired, and I really wish I could think of the name of it. Um, it happens. I like Trip the Light Fantastic. It's a good segue into the last song. That's the best way I'll put it. The last song, The Weight of Dreams. Oh, wow. The Weight of Dreams is a killer ending to this album. I mean, the guitar solo, when the guitars hit and we get into guitar solo mode, holy shit. Whoa! I mean, we are talking some killer ass soloing, and not just soloing, the music in general, the drumming in there, the rhythm in the bass sections and whatnot going on there. I mean, we are talking about some major orchestral power and strength going on with the Weight of Dreams. Okay, so when I said Broken Bells, I would really like to see live. The Weight of Dreams, man, that's how you bring down the end of a concert when they deliver this son of a bitch. Holy shit! The Weight of Dreams will end up probably in one of my regular rotations just for MP3 list music, like if I was doing a mixtape, The Weight of Dreams definitely would be like the last track on that mixtape, without a doubt, because it is that good. It'd be either the last track on side A or side B. It doesn't matter. It's got to be the last track on one of the two before I'd flip the cassette over, because holy shit, man. Oh, this album builds up to that last song because the power in that last song, like, I mean, we're talking, it's got the power of doing Alice Cooper's Killer, Iron Maiden's Hallowed Be Thy Name, which I have to mention because, Iron Maiden, not necessarily, if you watch my reviews, I don't necessarily think they always do the best last track. However, they do have Hallowed Be Thy Name, which is a killer last track. Alice Cooper, Killer. Just amazing. Like, the way that track finishes this album just makes me have a musical orgasm. And if you are a musician, this is something you need to listen to. Oh my god. Wow. I mean, if you're not into guitar solos, you might find it a little gratuitous, maybe a little, but damn, music. If you like music, that song is powerful, beyond powerful. The Price of Entry, buy the ticket, take the ride. It is worth it. I totally dig this album. I really totally dig that Greta Van Fleet have come into their own. And, I feel kind of bad because I'm not giving this album, I think, maybe the fair due that it deserves, because I'm not getting into the lyrics enough about this album. But the truth is, it's still a new album. I've listened to it, and it's not a pop album. It's not about having big, huge, catchy lines and stuff like that, which really makes a huge difference. This is an album I guarantee you I'm going to be revisiting in a review down the line eventually, because I'll be able to give it better, more in depth. I like to give this time. I really do. You know, there's so many albums I talk about that are great classic rock albums where, you know, they've had time. This album is definitely an album I look forward to because, you know, I want to give it time. It's going to have time. It's going to be a great album, and I think this is an album that really is going to stand up, you know, through the years, as long as people give it the respect it's due, and it is due some respect. Anyways, everybody, those are my thoughts. Those are my views. Let me know what you think. That's what the comment section is for. Otherwise, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Peace, love, take care.